we are going to do the Jing again. This is the third time. Well, someone asked, say, well, Robert, why are you always doing Jing online? First of all, this is one of my favorite. When I was doing the 100 days water fast, this is the practice I did almost the most. Yeah, not the most, at least the most 5 practice I spend most time practicing this, because we have 12 of them. Each one of them is working and strengthening one of the meridians. So when I have that exclusive time for so long, it's really a beautiful dive-in experience. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So just now I didn't finish. If you have questions, hold it for now and put on the question mark. I don't know whether they have it. As I said before, the phase is better. But if you can put a question later, because now I cannot read the chat when I'm talking, okay? So when we finish general talking, and we'll spend time just answer the questions. And also Bodgan, he's in the administration center assisting me. Yeah, thank you, Bodgan, as usual. Okay, so let's keep on going. So the Jing is my favorite, and also it's quite dedicated. And this online course is 14 weeks. It's quite good length, so it's really beautiful practice. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. Actually, that's the reason I made the Jing my first online course. As a matter of fact, it is my only online course now. Yeah. So someone asked and say, Robert, can you do more online course? Because I know to have everybody coming physically in Omega, in Kripalu, or sometimes I travel to Europe or West Coast of America, Costa Rica, it is a lot of cost and time. Yeah. So it's difficult for everybody to come. So this online course make it available for almost everybody. Yeah. And the energy is still very powerful, very powerful. Of course, it's always a difference of online course and physical locations. Physical locations, you have the Qi field much more concentrated. Yeah. The one who has attended my workshop, that we make the energy field strong. So staying there is like you are deep fried with Qi. All right, that's my way of talking about the strong, powerful Qi. But online course make it possible that you can dive in more deeper in your own pace. Like the longest one I run Jing is a whole week, 6 days, when I was teaching Costa Rica. The shorter one, we make it a long weekend. So within those days, it's very intensive. You have a lot of things that you have to carry home to digest. Yeah, we provide DVDs, materials. But online, you are so leisurely, comfortably digest for this 98 days, quite profitable, energy-wise, health-wise, insightfulness, and no pressure. Yeah. So it's good mixture and combination. Someone asked us, do we have the chance to do the live one? I mean, the physical locations. I did before in Costa Rica, not this year, but next year in June. I will do a long weekend in Denmark, Copenhagen, the Jing course, physical locations. Yeah, so someone, if you still like to attend the physical ones, getting the group energies, yeah, you can mark your date I don't remember exact date. You can go to my website to check on the calendar, but it's about June, yeah, in 2019, and that will be the only one. Next year we do physically, so you can have a travel and practicing Qigong of Yi Jing. Yeah. Okay, so that is a general way of talking about Yi Jing online course. So far, yeah, just from my own communities, we have 1,200 people attended for this online course, which is amazing, wonderful. You may notice that I put a Yi Jing ambassador program. Yeah, well, I thought a while, like the previous 2 times, I always encourage you that you can find some partners to practice. Like if you register, then you can ask for a 50% discount code to share with your friend. So you give the code, then your friend can register with half price. Yeah, half price. So in other words, I'm happy to take out half of the registration fee to help you to promote or to spread this course because it's so beautiful. This time we add one more thing, yeah, because I find the previous 2 times I find it is a little bit unfair for someone who contribute first. Like you register the full price, then you get the discount code, and you serve your friend, and your friend gave 50%, and you have to pay full to start. You mean to get registered, and so we add one more thing is that sometimes you have big audience, right? You have 1,000 people, 2,000 people, Facebook or whatever. So I encourage you to get some benefit for yourself. Yeah. So very close friends, someone you do the work, you need to get paid. So you can have that half of the money paid for you. Yeah. So you're the ambassador for offer something free for your close friend. Also offer something that can benefit you too. So that is you're the ambassador. Then you have the code, the special link. When you write an email or send information on your Facebook, social medias, you put that link. That link will anyone click on that link because that is linked to lead to Yi Jing site. Okay, to lead to Yi Jing site, and but that is your special link. Everybody's link is different, although they all go to Yi Jing site. So at the backstage, we have a record or secured. I cannot touch. Yeah, or secured with your account. So you have 2 people registered through your link. Then there's a record. Say 2 people through your link are registered. How much price there? Then you divide half. That's your benefit. Yeah, that's your benefit. I find this both combination, I feel more satisfied because I can, I take half of this to encourage you to spread. Yeah, either direct to your friend or get your own benefit. Fair enough? Okay. So that's one thing. That's one thing we mentioned about the ambassador. Yeah, ambassador. There's no time limit. I mean, for these courses, once someone click through your link, the link is there until we finish the whole course. Yeah, it's not like you click now, then you don't. If someone click your link and they're not registered now, they register 2 days later or 3 days later, and they steal your credit. Okay, so that's one thing. The course will start in Saturday this week, the coming week. Yeah. So on Friday morning, I'm going to send a last day registration notice. A lot of people wait until last day. If you are really interested to find someone who's going to practice with you, make sure you send a notification on the last day notice, okay? So that's so far about this. And so this is altogether 98 days. We start once a day. That's one exercise a week. There are 12 of them. Then we have a special breathing. And then we have the closing. So altogether 14 weeks. Every week we'll work on one exercise, work on one team, emotionally and physically, okay? So I think, let's look at the questions, okay? Now, let's look at questions. So you can raise questions. This is from the latest one, okay? Robert, is it possible to contact others who are doing this course? I would love to do the exercise with someone nearby, as in Netherlands. Well, this is, let me say like this. Before, I didn't like to do that. Maybe we can, I'm very lazy with Facebook. I'm very lazy with Facebook. I do newsletter every 2 weeks because we have an online free exercise. Yeah, most of you may have know is a how to call that? It's it is a Qigong. You know, when the sun are shining on the earth with special angle, every 15 days or so, the energy from the earth releases huge to benefit everything on the earth, including human beings. So our masters find that it's associated with one of the vertebrae. So every 15 days, we call it mini season called Jie. Yeah, season 4 months, but mini season is 15 days or so. Then we have a practice, just work on that vertebra alone. And I offer it online. Anyone registered on my newsletter, you get this for free. So every time, a few days or even just one day before that Yeji, I make sure I send a letter to tell you it is the time and you can learn. We have the connections with YouTube. You learn it and you can practice during this 15 days. So that make me run very regular about newsletter, which is beautiful because a lot of people get benefits. And also, of course, I have all the teaching informations on that newsletter. But for Facebook, I don't know. I'm not so good with this, but I may this time to make a page of Jing on my Facebook. So you can exchange, you can chat on the Facebook. Okay. But again, try to remind me, to set up a page of Jing on Robert Peng Qigong Facebook. Okay. What time will the practice course start? Well, every Saturday is the teaching day. Then after teaching day is the practicing day. So Sunday to Friday. So that's how the structure is. And at midnight of East daytime, because I'm in New York, East daytime at midnight, the new video is released. Okay. And so the people from Australia, or China, it will be like midday of Saturday. You're gonna have the new videos. Okay. So that is one thing. We release the video every day. We have the video released. Yeah. Although practicing day are the same contents, but we still release it. So what you do is very simple. You go to EGG site, you log in, right? And of course, if you go regularly, you log in and you save your password and everything. And then you just click on link, then it's leading to the practice of this day. You don't have to turn the page, you don't have to go backward. The way the The contents of the page is this day. It's very simple, okay? So that is how it started. And once it is released, it's archived there. It is archived there. So you can watch it anytime afterwards. You cannot watch it in advance. You say, I want to watch Saturday now. It's impossible. But once it's released, it is there archived for the whole year from the time you register. Okay, the whole year you can have that. Okay, so that is how it started. Someone asks, yeah, I cannot start this day. Can I start the other day? Or, of course you can. Yeah. The classes are live or taped. Yeah, it is taped. Actually, I run a very intensive workshop, and we spent more than half year edited. So there's no waste. It's all precise timing, and then we're using the webinars, and also every day, every Friday, we're going to send newsletter, just tell you what it's all about. Yeah, so this way of combination, we will have very good in-depth, insightful of the practice. Yeah. Yeah, it's good that Botkin answering some of them with the text. Wonderful. I did twice earlier, and now I practice without tape. Does that mean I have mastered it? Do you recommend doing the course or doing the whole cycle? Yeah. This is the third time, and also I run live many times. So someone may have already learned 5 times. Yeah. So what do you mean by master? Yeah. It depends on the degree. For the exercise itself, you may master it, meaning you know how to do the breathing, the movement. Anyone you do, you have no problem. You can just from the memory, and you can be very flow with this. You don't have to struggle about memory. That is one level of mastery, meaning you don't know how to do. Yeah. Another master is that the insightfulness. Sometimes when you do, then all of a sudden there's something happening that like pop up with beautiful vision. That vision can be a picture vision, or can be an enlightening of some understandings. Like you get stuck with some of the things in your work, or you're very angry with your fellows, worker, colleagues, that you couldn't get away from. And maybe in some practice, that breakthrough of things is all of a sudden you just understand everything and say, what I'm stuck in at. Yeah, that can be another level of mastery, and that level can be expandable for years. Yeah, that is what we're calling enlightenment. Yeah, because every practice, they go deeper and deeper. Yeah, go deeper and deeper. That's why we encourage you. You don't have to. Yeah, we encourage you to join multiple times. Yeah, we make it $88 for you to join again. And if you don't feel like to join, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, there's no compulsive at all. You don't have to join the class. Time-wise or money-wise, I don't want to spend that much time. No problem. You can practice. We offered the all walkthrough that you can practice with me every day, an hour, and we have all the audio instructions because copyright things. So you have the material enough to practice for all the rest of your life, even if you don't join again. Yeah. But as a matter of fact, every time, this time and last time, we have more than, I think it's 150 or 200 people, the review, because they find it's not just how you practice. First is the community. That's why I like to start the very day. This kind of webinar, online course, they call it evergreen. Meaning, anytime you sign, you register, you start your course, which is wonderful because you have your own schedules. Yeah. But at least for now, I don't feel like to do that because I find the energy that way is quite flat. Although we're not physically together, but I want to have energy together to start the course all together. That's why we still have a starting day, like we do the webinars talking about, so you feel the energy connection is way more strong. Yeah, because when for this 100 days, every day I'm meditating, I also collect this energy for the circle there with many different layers, and just energy wise is worth of attending it. Yeah, not material. Yeah. And of course you follow all the paths, and you may miss this time because I'm sure we're going to run it again and again and again in the future. It's such a beautiful practice. We're trying to expand it. We're going to make more soon. Yeah. Now the soon is not just talking soon. It can be very soon. Maybe another few months, we're going to have another online course like 4 Golden Wheels or 4 Cycles, all the things we are teaching. I want to make it possible to spread to every corner of the world. Okay, so when you're familiar with practices, I think I mentioned that you can do the whole set from first 1 to 12. You can pick up someone and make it more times. Yeah, depends how long you like to do it. If you want to do 20 minutes, you can do 3 of them, but make sure you have the grand opening and grand closing. Okay, so what is the benefit? What is the benefit of practicing I Ching Jing? To make it simple, I Ching Jing. Yeah, from this word, I means changing. You heard about I Ching, the book of change. Yeah, it is I Ching Jing. I Ching, 2 words in the middle, Jing. Jing literally translate as sinew. But more extensively, it means any tissues that connects you from parts to parts. Mostly it is the fascia. Yeah. The fascia is the one that make us energetically and physically as one piece. When we're standing upside down, why? Your heart doesn't drop into your mouth. Why? It is the fascia that pulls them, right? So the fascia is like the cable of the suspending bridge. So that is what fascia mean. Physical. I mean, this physical part is already amazing. Give you some space to move, but also prevent you away from yard cell, from moving away wildly. The same way, our skin, our bone, our tendons, cartilage, everything in between them, they are the fascia that connects them. So changing fascia, the flexibility of the fascia when it's full of qi. Imagine that your whole body are like a supercharged energy person, right? So there's a simple way of saying it, analogy. Yeah. Actually, more than that, fascia, we begin to have more and more research about what fascia is working. It is not just physically holding us together, but also energetically. They're like the wires that holds everything together. If you have a skyscraper, high buildings, every single room is like your parts of the body, right? What are the fascia? All that wires, electricity lines, that connects the whole room, every room together, including outside, your telephone lines, Wi-Fi lines, all this. See, that make your whole building live. Otherwise, it's just a cell, like a prison, right? Now, the cell are connected, they're communicating together. Now, the brain neurologists know that the brain is the headquarters of sending signals, but they also research that besides the brain, between organs, they talk each other too, through what? Fascia. That's how important the fascia works. So changing tendon is empower the qi between all that connected tissues. I remember a few months ago, I read an article to say about fascia. And of course, it's still not a conclusion yet, but he said maybe fascia is the biggest organ in a human body. Underneath, every part are surrounded, are connected with this fascia to make us as a whole piece. So that is what we're mainly working on. Of course, to be more individually, every cycle, so working the meridian, the fascia, like the first one, changing the tendons, you move in the front, that empowers the long meridian, long organs, and also the meridians along the long meridians, the fascias, right? So physical functions of the lung are getting better. You're breathing deeper. You're breathing more oxygen. Yeah, you're holding your breath longer. And you emotionally, you're more happy because there's some sadness if you don't open it. So when you have qi strong, you transform that sadness into the joy. All right. So every part, I don't want to list it. You can go to the I Ching Jing side at the bottom. At the bottom here, okay, that's the I Ching Jing side. And all right, at the bottom, I have online course outline, and it tells you which week, what cycle we do, what emotion we focus, what organ. Okay. The practice be done empty stomach or with light diet? First of all, don't practice Qigong when you are very full. When you are drunk, yeah, of course, don't do the practice. Yeah, normally if you have a light meal in 20 minutes, you can practice. Yeah, don't do it when you're very hungry. Eat something. Yeah, so not fully empty. Like when you wake up in the morning, you can do the practice. All this empty, but you just wake up. But when you're very hungry, don't do it. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to answer our questions. I live in Paris and I have a question about qi and water. In my city, the water received a strong chemical treatment for health reasons. For example, chlorine. If I go to a swimming pool or if I take a bath or long shower, the water with the chemical treatment is absorbed by all the pores of the skin, isn't it? Is the qi in the body being altered? If yes, in which way? Do you have any recommendations? And I have the same question about seawater. Natural salt. Many thanks. Very good question, Aurelian. Aurelian, right? And well, nowadays there are more and more pollutions. Yeah. So first, we try to get away from that pollution. Second, we can't because we're living in this earth, right? So that make it more possible. That make it more sensible to practice qigong. Yeah. For Jing, for 4 cycles, we call 4 cycles to improve your guardian qi, the guardian qi. So every exercise, qigong exercise, they make your guardian qi stronger. Yeah. So the guardian qi is like a breathable, invisible clothes. So when you have guardian qi strong, it's like you have invisible clothes. The good qi, they can get in. The bad qi, they read. Because qi has better intelligence. They know how to filter it. Yeah. So, of course, if you say the water is a lot of chemistries, the simple way say, don't take a shower. Then it's impossible because we want to be practical. Yeah. If you cannot do this, you use the qi to make the qi stronger. Yeah. Then your qi can resist a lot of pollutions and invasions. Okay. And of course, when you're doing swimming in the seawater, the combination of that qi of the sea are very strong. You're soaking in it. Yeah. Remember, our body is doing the breathing. Not only through the nose, it's through our whole body as well. So when you inhale something, then you exhale. So you have your own ways. Our lungs have our own ways to breathe in the air. The air is not so clean. You still breathe in, but then you have all these filters. Then you breathe out. A lot of carbon dioxide is breathed out. The same as the body breathing. Yeah, you're breathing. Of course, it's good to be 100% pure, but when it's not so pure, it's okay. Your body are filtering. We breathe out. Actually, you emitting stronger pollutions. Yeah, but compared to you. Yeah, don't worry about it. I might polluting the whole planet. Yeah, don't be so ambitious about yourself. The whole planet, the whole universe, they know how to organize the energy that you breathe out. All right. So to make it simple, take it easy. Yeah. Don't panic yourself. Yeah. Don't panic yourself. When we practice Qigong in one way, we are more sensitive, but meanwhile, we're stronger. Yeah. So don't make that sensitivity as a weak point for you. To make it as a strong point. That's the difference we say sensitivity and awareness. Someone asks me, what is awareness? Awareness is that you're sensitive because you sense something that normally people they don't. But why? But why we want to encourage to be awareness? Because being aware is that you know, you sense, but not bothered. Yeah, not bothered. You take it easy. Take it easy. All right. Good. Okay. See on Michael, he on his right corner, there's a Q to send it as a question because there's a lot of chatting I cannot see. So send it as a question so I can easy for me to see that. Okay. Shifu, I'm from Mumbai, India. Can it help in my serious allergy? I cannot promise in overall ways that you are stronger than your allergy can be improved, but allergy. You can be allergic to this. You can be allergic to many things. Yeah. So I cannot say just simply. Yeah. Overall, it's also like a guardian qi. Yeah. You can make it stronger, including deal with some allergy. Does the practice start on 21st June for a reason? And does the practice last for 14 weeks for any reason? I think I explained it. We have 12 of them, 12 themes. So that's, and one theme I want to work on 1 week, because you're focused for 1 week. All right. Then we have the first week, introducing the breathing, because breathing is the role, is the very important role to make the practice work. Yeah. If you Google, if you go to YouTube, you search Jing or changing tendon fascia on YouTube, I can promise you at least 5 or maybe 15 versions of Jing. There's a lot of versions of Jing, not only Robert Peng version. Yeah. And but my version that I learned from my master is the only one that talk about the breathing, which is so important. That it makes difference, I have to say. I have to say. So, so week 1 we work on the breathing that you're gonna apply with all the practice. Yeah, different ways of breathing. That is week 1. You practice, you learn, master it. Then from the second week, we do the first movement, working on your lung. Then besides that breathing that you apply in your practice, we have another exclusive breathing called Xi breathing. Xi means break. Yeah. That breathing is that you begin to work on your internal power by holding your breath. That holding breath is called Xi, means zero, nothing, stop. Yeah. And that Xi breathing is different from you holding the breath when you die. Because when we die, you go, you die, yeah, holding for 1 minute or 2 minutes, 5 minutes, depends on how long you can. That is not Xi. Yeah, that is not Xi. That is in Chinese, we say 憋气. Yeah, because the moment you stop breathing, you hold your breath, the carbon dioxide are created because you internally need oxygen to work. Then they become the carbon dioxide, you feel a lot of pressure. But Xi breathing is different. Xi breathing, you exhale first. Make yourself inside, no oxygen, then you hold your breath. Amazingly, you can hold longer than the other way, probably, because you are cultivating your internal power, which is like gold mine that we're born with. Okay. Then every week, then that reaches to week 14, right? Week 14, 13. Then week 14, we collect everything together and practice every movement in one go. Yeah, in one go. So that's how the structure is designed for. And the 21st, why June 21st? No special reason. Yeah, we find a Saturday. Well, that is summer. That is summer. We find a Saturday. Sometimes we try to find a special mini season, but not for this one, okay? And how does this fit with other Qigong Tai Chi programs? I have a principle. When people ask me about, especially someone that already followed many other masters, they're afraid that that will conflict. But as a matter of fact, from all so many years, 20, 30, 40 years of practice, Qigong, I followed with a lot of masters. Of course, when I say my master, I mean my master Xiao Yao, who I met at 8 years old and I stayed with him for nearly 10 years, together every day. Then he went back to the monastery and we meet every twice a year maybe. He passed away in 1985. That's when I say master. That's what I mean. But meanwhile, including just recent years, I still visit different masters. I've never seen any practice that conflicting to each other. They embrace each other. So I don't disagree. I encourage you to learn more from other teachers. Or you are from other teachers. I welcome you to learn my style of Qigong practice too. All right. Not only Qigong, actually Tai Chi, martial art, I have a lot of yoga teachers to come to me and they find this such a beautiful compensation. Nothing is complete. Nothing is perfect. Nothing covers everything. When you turn to your left, you're going to miss your right. When you go straight, you're going to miss going backward. So there's nothing to say, I cover everything. That is lie. Yeah. So be open to the complementary things. You have your main theme, you have main practice. Always add something on it. Then you have a good structure. Yeah. Don't misunderstand it. Oh, I like to learn from every people. You go one this, one the other. You don't have a theme. You don't have a backbone. Then you are very wobbly. So you need to choose a main theme. Then adding on it, you are in a good structure. All right. So with other Qigong and Tai Chi, feel free to open it. Yeah. If you are practicing with some other master, that is your main practice, follow my Qigong and make it as a complementary as you practice. If you start with mine, at least temporarily, yeah, you make my practice as a main practice. You learn from other masters, adding in here. All right. And I've Strider, yeah, is one of his very high level of Tai Chi and martial art. He learned it maybe 10 years ago. And he surprised his partner because his partner, when they punch, he finds this way more, just like 2 weeks after practice Jing. Yeah, I think I read, we put on testimonial about one of the practice, someone wrote it, he can lift much heavier things. So there's multiple benefits of that. Yeah. So it always make you Tai Chi better, make your martial art better, make you understand other Qigong better, including yoga, meditation. Okay. Will a meditation practice alongside Jing enhance the course a higher, stronger level? I agree. That is true. That is true. It's always good to combine with movement and meditation. In Chinese, we say 动, Jing, 相宜. 动 means movement. Jing means still or meditation, meaning moving practice, meditation. You always need to mix it. Yeah. Well, you notice a lot of my practice, including the moving one, we have meditation part. But it's still good that you have some movement part and still part. Yeah. So that makes you insightfulness a lot stronger. Okay? If some of the movement takes agility and flexibility, will give guidelines on practice the movement safely. Yes. In my teaching, in the teaching videos, we're going to mention that, and we demonstrate this, and also in our webinar in the future. Yeah, we every few weeks we depends. Yeah, some more challenging things we open the webinar more, and if it is smooth, we maybe extend it. So there's no definite day of when we're going to have next webinar. Normally, we send it a few days before we have a webinar to the circle, the one who registered. So make sure you are on the email list. Of course, you registered, you're on the email list. But if you don't get newsletter on Friday of tomorrow, like today is Friday, suppose, or yesterday is Friday. If you don't get newsletter yesterday telling about today's course, that means the newsletter missed you. So either contact us as I didn't get newsletter, or simple way is that you can go to the Jing site. Then on Jing site, on top, we have a newsletter drop down. So any newsletter was sent, we're going to attach there. So if you miss newsletter, you can go there to check what we're talking about. Okay. So, and so yeah, if we need some modifications, someone they just get away from the hospital, or they have some disabilities, you can all adjust it. Yeah, making it more modified. Okay. For those of us who have taken I Ching before, how can we deepen this practice? Yeah, that's what we talked. Yeah, you deepen the practice through more insightfulness. Don't look down the repetitions. Yeah, you don't have to attend the course to understand it. Yeah, you read more, you talk more, you pick up one cycles. Maybe you say, I want to do cycle 2 and 3 for 2 months straight. So you can tailor it to really dig deep, more deeply. That is another way of deepening your practice. Like you have the overall, you practice for 1 week, for this 100 days, then you know all of them. Then for this 3 months, I just practice 1 or 2. I want to see how that empowers my lung and insightfulness. I want to watch how light I am, how flexibility I am. Physically, you feel much lighter. You feel lighter and flexible. Yeah. I mentioned the stories about my master. Well, I don't want to talk too much because I didn't reach there. He can just use his finger, like flip his finger all the way back here. Release. You know, like someone very flexible in the circus show, but it's not circus show because he can dislocate because he's so good at communicating his energy with the fascia there. He can just pull out, fold it, reverse the joints. Yeah, he can just cover his hands with his cover his face with his hands and just move away. Then his face totally changed like another person. So all this are show things. It's more internally. Yeah, internally is what Taoists said. Before enlightenment, carry wood, carry water, chop wood. Right? After enlightenment, carry water, chop wood. You look at doing the same thing, but internally, it's totally different. Yeah. If I copied the same thing, before you practice I Ching, you do 12 of them. After that, you still do 12 of them, but internally, they are different. They're different. How do you send a question? Yeah. Well, no, for webinar, I like you send a question this way. All right. You send your questions when we're doing the webinar. You know why? If you send the questions through the emails, we can have 100 people raising the same question, but in a different way, and the same thing. Yeah. So if you send a question here, everybody sees, then we're not repeating this question. Yeah. Unless it is very personal, like you broke your arms, then you send an email to rpijingjing2000@gmail.com and say, Robert, I broke my arm. Can I adjust it, or is there any modifications? That is personal, which is very rarely happening. More general questions, we run at webinars and we share it together. Okay. If some of the movement takes a giblet, oh, that's we talked already. Oh, you mean you ask question here at the bottom? Yeah. And also remember, there's a look at the chat here. You can make it a chat. You can raise it as a question, so I can see it as a question. Otherwise, it looks like a chat. I might overlook it. Okay. Next, as we learn, are there any ill effects in practicing from accurately? First, it's a learning process. When you learn to run, we learn to run, you make mistake, right? Then through practice, you make it perfect. Yeah, the same as doing Jing, and you may start doing wrong, or I don't want to say wrong, not so precise. That is fine. Yeah, the wrong way we mention it. Yeah, and also we talk about it, and like say for example, you don't want to shrug your shoulders, you drop the shoulders. This is all the way that we do. Yeah, so for yourself, it's good that you watch the video, especially the part that you feel that it needs repeat, mark it, repeat it. Yeah, I think we don't have it, but sometime in the future I may have all of them to make it as a manuscript, so you can mark it and you can review it, rather than just go over the videos, which is harder, repeat again and again. Yeah. So first, don't worry about not so correct, right? Not so correct, unless you're really wrong. Yeah. When I say you should breathe in, you're breathing out, or something like this. Yeah. So, so not accuracy, no problem. No problem. Actually, yeah, you're building it. You're building it. To tell the truth, that's another reason why I want to make it 1 week. Like I mentioned, that is the benefit of online course, because 1 week, every day you practice, you improve, you make it more accurate. But when I run live in a physical place, it's a whole weekend, long weekend, you may have a lot of things not so accurate. They need much more time to go home to digest it. Yeah. So that's the downside of physical locations. And the good side is that you have energy connections. So it's a trade. It's a trade. And that's good. Further to the question on chlorine water, can guardian qi protect us from harmful sun radiation, self-radiation, earth distortions, current lines, etc.? Absolutely, yeah. When we practice Qigong, that guardian qi is like immune system. Yeah, there are many layers or many aspects. Immune system for sure. So the same environment, you can be very clear, say, oh, chlorine or this water, but before that, say we say 100 years ago, 80 years ago, we still have pollutions, right? The smog in London kills a lot of people. So pollution is not just now. Yeah, it is all the time. It depends on density of this. But if you can have your qi protect you better, the same situation, the same environment, you're better. You have better ability to deal with than the other ones who don't practice qigong. Okay. Can the practice aid athletic competition, and how? Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, the one who does martial art, and a lot, yeah. Because I have quite a few friends, they do golf, because this makes you balance so much better. They find golf, they have better scores. They are very happy. And when you do running, you do basketball, you can see very obvious benefits to make you competitions better. Yeah. Of course, the story I'm going to talk is about another thing is that I empowered someone directly. When I was in Australia, they do jiu-jitsu. Yeah, on the ring, I empowered one of them. He's shorter. He go there much heavier than him. Within 1 minute, he beat him. Yeah, beat him. So for sure, your endurance, your strength, your breathing power, your punch power, your running speed, they all improve. I am underweight, weighing only 40 kilos. I hope the movement are not that strong for my weak body. Not at all. Ravinda, right? It makes you stronger. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's like mutual ways, both ways. Like people, they have the heavy, they find they lose weight. Yeah. They're too thin, they find they help to put on weight. Yeah. Because like again, it says Qi, they have very good intelligence to feel what is the best way to balance you. Okay. And there's no worry about weak body. They make you stronger. Okay. When I meditate, I see bright flashes of light. Some are small, some are bigger. I see different colors. It may vary. Most of them are violet light, white light, red light, and yellow light. Could you please explain the significations of this color? Are they in relation with the healing of specific organs in the body, or it is something else? That is a very good question. Yeah, the color. You may have someone, they do color therapy. This color have this vibrations, and the other color, they have the other spectrum and vibrations. They can do the healing, which is true. And when you do the meditation, you have some color, you see some color. Or when we do meditation, we invite some color. Yeah. Say, for example, we do Om, we like to think about violet color. We do the middle dantian, we encourage you to think about green color. Or Hong, lower dantian, say, red color. Yeah. Then someone questions, say, well, is this color right? Right? Yeah. Some other teacher says, here is not violet color, it should be green color. Middle dantian here, it should be red color, whatever. Yeah. Then you allow the teachers to fight? No. I tell you, very interesting thing. Yeah. I think a lot of people, they are stuck on here. The color that you see, or the color when you exercise, you say, what color? It is not that here is this color. It is you want to use this color to empower here, to awaken here. So it is you choose. Like I said, when I teach, I say, oh, I don't say color sometimes. Someone says, oh, think about violet color. Then some other they say, think about red color. In other words, upper dantian is not necessarily any specific color. You can use any color to empower and awaken it from different angles. That makes sense why it is different. Yeah. In chakras, they have very sophisticated way of talking colors, but you can try. You can convert different colors. It makes you a very beautiful insightfulness about your practice. All right. So, of course, when you think about violet color, they give you more sacred, penetrative, penetrative healing. Yeah, very sacred. When we say sacred, it's more angelic. Yeah, more angelic. And yellow is more calm. Yeah, red color, vibrant, of course. Yeah. White color is beautiful. White color is like a zero. It's like a zero. It can be very neutral. Yeah, very neutral. Green color, peaceful, productive. Yeah. So all these colors, it's in you, they're good. Yeah, they're good. I'm currently experiencing difficulty in grounding, 80% loss of hearing on right ears, stuffy right hemisphere, vertigo, and dystolia. I purchased all the programs, Master AM, PM. Is there any one good practice I could do to stabilize me for this issue and even heal this condition? It's hard to say which one is doing healing, but just tell you my instinct here, do the connecting universe, okay? Do the connecting universe. That is the last exercise in the Master Key series, okay? As we learn, are there any ill effects? Well, that's the same question, okay? Can the practice eliminate the bodily effects of negative imprints caused by negativity generated by the set talk, internal circulating thoughts of mind, as well as external projections sent to a person due to ill will? Can bodily healing happen, such as with eyes and female concerns? Thank you. Veronica, I'm not that clear about your question. Let me look again. Can the practice limit bodily effects of negative imprints caused by negativity generated by the self-talk, internal circulating thoughts of mind? Well, first of all, practicing Qigong make your mind power very strong. Yeah, in a more natural way. That's why, a lot of people, they have mental problems, they find the Qigong helps. They have chronic disease, Qigong helps, yeah. Even someone getting cursed, they have Qigong helps to erase all that prints, yeah. So if that is the question you mentioned, I think it works, big time, okay. Do you plan to teach Guardian Qi online? Yeah, sure. Peter, to make inner picture, is that a problem for me when doing the I Ching Jing? You mean that, yeah, it's hard to have images, yeah. Well, image is designed in a way to help you to conduct the Qi better, yeah. You can use different images, like in my practice that I learned from my master, we use the images of the pearl a lot. Pearl. Elixir light Qigong. Yeah, that is another name of my Qigong. Elixir is the pearl. Yeah. But you don't have to use the pearl. You can use the sun. You can use the concentrate of the light, or you can just use an apple. Yeah. So it's anything that the concentrated energy there is fine. So if you feel difficult to have the clear image, don't worry. Yeah. Just suggest it is there. Say, for example, just now I mentioned the connecting universe. You think your Centrum reading are moving one circle, then two circles, then bigger and bigger, going out, right? You say, I cannot see the images of the Centrum meridian. Yeah, they just tell yourself, my Centrum meridian is moving bigger and bigger, and that's fine. Yeah. As a matter of fact, even now I practice for all my life Qigong. Tons of images required, but we still have sometimes that I don't have a good picture. Yeah. We don't have picture, just suggest it there. Yeah. Thinking is there. Recently, I've had dangerous episode of high blood pressure. My blood pressure is being controlled now by medication, but I'm left with headaches and vision issues. Do you think I Ching Jing would benefit me? Overall, for sure. Yeah, overall, for sure. But don't say I do Qigong, then I stop the medication. Be very careful at watching it, okay? And we need medication, you do medication. Okay? I think that is all the questions over here. And yeah, thank you, Bodkin. He's very good. Yeah, because when he finds I'm talking, then he's typing some answers, which is beautiful. Well, thank you for attending the webinar today. And of course, this is just more general answer and questions. We're going to have more specific ones with each time we were running when we are in that 14 weeks of the process, okay? And I wish to see you there soon. And well, feel free, and I appreciate that you can spread the word. We still have a few days for registration as an ambassador, yeah, as a Jing ambassador. And either ways, you can just give half price discount for your friends, or you keep that half price of benefit for yourself if someone registered. Yeah, for me, I just like to offer this to help to spread this. All right. And thank you so much. And welcome to join the team. Yeah, we're going to have more courses going on. I am not just talking. I'm setting up my studio. We're going to do more and more courses. See you then. Thank you very much.